So I just got some homework to do. Um, One of the team members on the oncology team gave me a survey to fill out. So let's see what this is talking about. Brief resilience scale. It's concerning how COVID and everything is affecting the cancer patients. So, first question, I tend to bounce back quickly after hard times. I strongly agree. I have a hard time making it through stressful events. I strongly disagree. It does not take me long to recover from a stressful event. I strongly agree. It is hard for me to snap back when something bad happens. I strongly disagree. I usually come through difficult times with little trouble. I agree. I tend to take a long time to get over setbacks in my life. Strongly disagree. Okay, then it says add the responses varying from 1 to 5 for all 6 items, giving a range from 6 to 30. Divide the total sum by the total number of questions answered. Okay. Hey, it's too early for me to be calculating something. Add the responses varying from 1 to 5 for all 6 items, giving a range from 6 to 30. Okay. So, I got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 29. Divide the total sum by the total number of questions answered. Divide the total sum by the total number of questions answered. So there are 6 questions, so 29 divided by 6. Great. Yeah. How about I come back and answer that? I know that 30 divided by 6 is 5, but 29 divided by 6 is, I don't know how they want me to, if they want a percentage or a decimal, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next sheet. Assessing psychological impacts on COVID-19 and cancer patients. Please read the following statements and select the response yes or no that best describes how you have personally been impacted as a cancer patient since the beginning of the COVID pandemic. There are no right or wrong answers. Please answer all questions that are related to you. All right, here are the questions starting. I have considered delaying an office visit or infusion visit due to COVID. No. Outside of those I live with, I have decreased the amount of contact I have had with friends and family. I haven't really decreased any because I'm around the same people all the time. So, no. I or a family member whom I live with have personally tested positive for COVID. That's negative. No. Due to COVID pandemic and being a cancer patient, I have had to stop working. Let's see. Due to the COVID pandemic and being a cancer patient, I have had to stop working. No, because I only meet part of that. I stopped working because I'm a cancer patient, not because of COVID. So I'll answer no for that question because I don't meet both of the criteria of that question. Anyway, in the last 8 months, I have attended a function of more than 10 people. Yes, I leave my house to buy my groceries. Yes. I leave my house to attend religious services. Yes. I am feeling stuck in my home. No. I have enough family support and resources to help me through this time. Yes. I have been started on an antidepressant or anti-anxiety medication since COVID-19 pandemic began, and that is a negative. Thank God I have maintained my sanity. Please answer the following question. If you are planned to have a stem cell transplant, I have considered postponing transplant due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So I don't have to answer this question because I don't plan on having a stem cell transplant. So I can just make sure there's nothing on the back if there isn't and slide it out of my way. Alright, it has a name and date on this one, so usually they don't ask for a name and date on a survey normally, but I'll go ahead. I can watch this beautiful handwriting that I have. Isn't that wonderful? Here, let's add my junior. And the date is 12/17/20. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so it says, please read each statement and circle a number 0, 1, 2, or 3, which indicates how much the statement applies to you over the past week. There are no right or wrong answers. Do not spend too much time on any statement. The rating scale is as follows. 0, did not apply to me at all. 1, applies to me to some degree or some of the time. 2, applies to me to a considerable degree or a good part of time. 3, applied to me very much or most of the time. All right, so let's start here. 1, I found it hard to wind down. I was about to say wind down. I find it hard to wind down. Let's see. Let me get the scale right. It's from 0 to 3. Did not apply to me at all. 0 does not apply to me at all, and 3 applies to me very much or most of the time. Okay, so I found it hard to wind down. Applies to me to a considerable degree. I will put a 1. I wind down pretty easily. I was aware of dryness of my mouth. Applies to me sometimes. I couldn't seem to experience any positive feelings at all. It did not apply to me at all. I'm a very positive person. I experienced breathing difficulty. excessive rapid breathing, breathlessness, and the absence of physical exertion. That applied to me some of the time. But then again, this is over the past week. So the past week would be 0. Now, the week before that, I had a bunch of difficulty breathing. Anyway, I found it difficult to work up the initiative to do things. That does not apply to me. I tended to overreact to situations. I do a bit of overacting sometimes. My nerves can't handle it. I experienced trembling in the hands. Nope. I felt like I was using a lot of nervous energy. No. I worried about situations in which I might panic and make a fool of myself. Picture that. Thank God I don't have that problem. I felt that I had nothing to look forward to. I have a lot to look forward to. And I'm very optimistic. So that does not apply to me. I found myself getting agitated, a little, some. I found it difficult to relax a little bit. I felt downhearted and blue. No. I was intolerant of anything that kept me from getting on with what I was doing. No. I have no difficulty doing that. I felt I was close to panic. Definitely not panicking. I was unable to become enthusiastic about anything. I, again, am very positive and have a positive outlook and persona. And I'm trying to make sure I keep that at all times. I felt I wasn't worth much as a person. I definitely know whose I am and my self-worth. So that is definitely does not apply to me. And again, all these questions are over the past week. Anyway, continuing on. Number 18, I felt that I was rather touchy. Nope. Number 19, I was aware of the action of my heart in the absence of physical exertion. Sense of heart rate increase, heart missing a beat. Okay, so I would say applies to me some. I felt scared without, this is number 20, I felt scared without any good reason. If I felt scared, I would have all the reason in the world to feel scared, and it would be completely justified. But again, I'm very optimistic and I'm not that fearful. So therefore, that does not apply to me. I felt that, number 21, I felt that life was meaningless. Once again, my life is worth a lot. All right, I finished that survey. There's nothing on the back. This one is WHO5 Wellbeing Index, the 1998 version. Okay, this is clearly 2020. Why are we way back in 1998? Psychiatric Research Unit. Wow. All right. Please indicate for each of the 5 statements which is closest to how you have been feeling over the last 2 weeks. Notice the higher numbers mean better well-being. Example, If you have felt cheerful and in good spirits more than half of the time during the last 2 weeks, put a tick in the box with the number 3 in the upper right hand corner. Okay, so over the last 2 weeks, I have, number 1, felt cheerful and in good spirits. Over the last 2 weeks, most of the time I was cheerful and in good spirits. Over the last 2 weeks, I have felt calm and relaxed. I would say more than half of the time. Over the last 2 weeks, I have felt active and vigorous. Active and vigorous. I would probably say more than half of the time. Over the last 2 weeks, I woke up feeling fresh and rested. Probably I would say less than half of the time because I have a very broken up sleep. And just the craziest sleep pattern, especially being in the hospital. Then at home, I have to get up and take medicine and things of that nature. Anyway, my daily life has been filled. Over the last 2 weeks, number 5, my daily life has been filled with things that interest me. Most of the time. First of all, my well-being interests me. My condition interests me. Life in general interests me. Church interests me. Music interests me. So yes, most of the time. Okay. Scoring. The raw score is calculated by totaling the figures of the 5 answers. The raw score ranges from 0 to 25, 0 representing the worst possible. And 25 representing best possible quality of life. Okay, so let's tally this up. We got a 4, a 3, that's 7, a 3, that's 10, a 2, that's 12, and a 4, that's 16. Interpretation. It is recommended to administer the major depression inventory if the raw score is below 13 or if the patient has answered 0 to 1. A raw score below 13 indicates poor well-being and is an indication for testing for depression. I am definitely not depressed, and my score even said so. It's a 16. So yeah, we're gonna move on from that. And let's move on. So, okay, so this paper is the scoring instructions for the DAS 21, the one that I wrote my name on. So let's see what the scoring is. We have normal, mild, moderate, severe, and extremely severe depression, anxiety, or stress. Okay, so Let's see here. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out how to calculate the scores on this DASS 21. Okay, let's start from the top. It says the Dash 21 should not be used to replace a face-to-face clinical interview. If you are experiencing significant emotional difficulties, you should contact your GP for referral to a qualified professional. Okay, depression, anxiety, and stress scale 21. So that's what the DASS stands for, depression, anxiety, and stress scale. All right, so the Dash 21 is a set of 3 self-report scales designed to measure the emotional states of depression, anxiety, and stress. Each of the 3 Dash 21 scales contains 7 items divided into subscales with similar content. The depression scales assess dysphoria, hopelessness, devaluation of life, self-depreciation, self-deprecation, lack of interest, involvement. Wow, there's a word that I can't pronounce. Ahedonia and inertia. ANHEDONI. Ahedonia. Or is it andonia? I'm not for certain. When in doubt, Google it. I can't Google it right now because I'm making this video. Anyway, the anxiety scale assesses wow. I feel like I need to go back to school and learn how to read. Autonomic. Now I know autonomy. Wow. Yeah. It's too early. Anyway, the anxiety scale assesses autonomic arousal, skeletal muscle effects, situational anxiety, and subjective experience of anxious affect. The stress scale is sensitive to levels of chronic, non-specific arousal. It assesses difficulty relaxing, nervous arousal, and being easily upset, agitated, irritable, overreactive, and impatient. Scores for depression, anxiety, and stress are calculated by summing the scores for the relative item. The Dash 21 is based on a dimensional rather than a categorical concept of physiological disorder. The assumption on which the Dash 21 development was based, and which was confirmed by the research data, is that the difference between the depression, anxiety, and the stress experienced by normal subjects and clinical populations are essential differences of degree. The Dash 21, therefore, has no direct implications for the allocation of patients to, yes.